This past weekend, I had a chance to partner up with the Niagara Divers Association, Rick Limer from River Diver Charters, and Dan's Dive Shop to help deploy the mooring line on the Tiller Shipwreck for the 2022 dive season. So, I wanted to do a video highlighting to you guys what's involved in securing a mooring on one of these historical shipwrecks in the Great Lakes. Once Rick arrived in Port Dalhousie and launched his boat, Trent, my dive buddy, and I then started to load our dive gear. We were then met by Ian Marshall, who was in possession of the marker buoy since last season. Ian is also the chairman of the Lake Erie Mooring Project and helps deploy and maintain multiple mooring buoys on historical shipwrecks both in eastern Lake Erie and southern Lake Ontario. With the marker buoy loaded up as well as new line and support jugs for the mooring line, we were ready to head out to Lake Ontario to find the Tiller Shipwreck. The Great Lakes can be extremely harsh throughout the winter season, so these moorings have to be removed during the winter, otherwise they will get damaged and destroyed due to the ice. These markers aren't just deployed for diver safety, but you'll notice in the background there's a large freighter. These shipwrecks are located very close to where the Welland Canal has freighters moor while they're waiting for passage through the canal. As we approach the approximate shipwreck location, Rick starts to look at his fish finder to look for a large object on the bottom. Because the small jug that was on the line throughout the winter has sunk, more than likely due to ice damage, we need to deploy a shot line to use as a visual reference to find the shipwreck. Trent and I then get geared up and enter the water. We have cutting tools as well as a lift bag to recover the old line, but we are also going to be replacing it on this dive. Once we were both in the water, we were then able to start our descent. Following the line down, the goal was to find the shipwreck, find the mooring block, and send up the old line. It didn't take us long to find the wreck, and we were able to find the old line pretty quickly. Trent then pulled it down so he could get to the submerged jug, and he then tied a lift bag to the end of the line to then send up to Rick and Ian on the boat. We are at a max depth of about 110 feet, so watching this line descend through the water, we needed to make sure that we were clear of it to make sure none of us were entangled in it. On the surface, Rick and Ian then pull up to our lift bag and drop down the new line with the tools to be able to replace it, as well as the new support jug for the bottom. With a mild surface current, the new line landed a little bit away from us, but the visibility was good enough that we were able to see it and go over and grab it. Together we worked to attach the new line to the block, and then we needed to fill the new support jug with air. We only had a short amount of no decompression time left, so we had to put the camera down to be able to cut the old line and then start our ascent. While we were doing this, on the surface, Rick and Ian were working together to recover the old line. After Trent and I had safely ascended from our 100-foot dive, once we were all on the boat, we then connected to the new line to then deploy the actual marker buoy. We worked together as a team to then lift up the marker buoy, move it to the side of the boat, and then throw it into the water. And just like that, the Tiller Shipwreck is moored for the 2022 dive season. After which we then returned to shore to pick up a group of Dan's Dive Shop divers for the first Tiller charter of the year. I also want to mention that projects like this wouldn't be possible without the donations of the dive community. You can go to the Niagara Divers Association website to donate yourself if you're interested in helping preserve Ontario shipwrecks.